Who wouldn't like a day by the Cornish coast? Who could be coming to town?
We believe it's that nice Theresa May.
Is that correct or not correct?
Strong and stable Theresa.
I'm not very keen. In fact, I'm very unkeen.
Hope she comes sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I've got a bus to catch.
The number 10 suits, police by the fishing boats, gave the game away.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Morning. Morning.
A serene scene compared to brutal briefings from Brussels.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
During the Conservative Party leadership campaign, I was described by one of my colleagues as a bloody difficult woman. And I said at the time, the next person to find that out will be Jean-Claude Juncker.
And did he over the weekend?
Well, these are going to be tough negotiations as we go ahead. I'm asking the British people to give me a mandate.
Did Jean-Claude Juncker say to you Brexit cannot be a success?
I don't recall the account that has been given of the meeting that took place. I think that a lot of this is Brussels gossip.
Well, it
but
was
what
a
it does
dinner
show,
in London and you were there. It's not Brussels gossip. Either he said it to you or he did not.
I think that the account that I have seen, a lot of that is Brussels gossip. But what is important is that there is a key question for people when they come to this election. There'll be 27 other EU countries on one side of the table, and who is going to be there standing up for the UK? It's either going to be me or Jeremy Corbyn.
You wanted an early deal on EU citizens and Brits abroad. They said no. You wanted parallel talks about our divorce deal and trade at the same time. They said no. And that doesn't inspire confidence, does it?
I've always said that there are complexities to this issue and lots of details that will need to be agreed.
Brexit's not the only issue.
Back her on Brexit or not, for some voters it's just not enough.
Food banks packed, there's massive problems with homelessness, house prices.
Polite may be, but her first sharp encounter this campaign.
The campaign is solely focusing on Brexit.
No, it's not.
And I think, no, I know it isn't, but there's an impression.
Well, Brexit has huge opportunities for us. It can do if we
it
get the
doesn't
right
help that
deal.
Boris Johnson says it's about selling haggis to the Americans.
Thank you.
Her team says she loves talking to voters. But what did that one make of her?
The austerity cuts have been incredibly damaging. And we need a strong economy. I don't believe that Brexit is going to take us into a strong economy.
I've never felt in my adult life so depressed about the state of this country. I really haven't.
Those two are quite angry. They had a lot to say to
I know
Theresa
they
May.
did. I know they did, but it's too late to discuss that now. We're already going out, so why fight that?
Brexit is the backdrop to this election. The Prime Minister wants to use the circumstances to build her authority. But whether here or anywhere else, voters will make it absolutely plain. It's not the only thing that will make up their mind. As that voter said to you in that Cornish village, this shouldn't all be about Brexit. She was desperately worried that it is.
We've already started to set out our plan for a stronger Britain. This election, I genuinely believe, is the most important election the country's faced in my lifetime. We have a historic opportunity. It's an important moment of change for this country.
Doesn't that sound rather strange from somebody who was Home Secretary for 6 years in the previous government?
I was very proud to have served in David Cameron's cabinet for 6 years as Home Secretary, but I'm a different person, I'm my own person, and we're in a different set of circumstances, and I want to look ahead to the long-term challenges that this country faces.
Almost exactly a year ago, Prime Minister, I asked you if you thought you would want to be leader of the country, and you laughed it off saying there wasn't a vacancy. Now, we all know what's happened since then. Many of your MPs and ministers believe this could be a transformational election in terms of the Tories taking back swathes of the country. You can't laugh that off. You read the polls too. You must believe that's in your sights.
I'm very clear. I have always, throughout my political career, never predicted election results. And I've always said, polls come out that are good and polls come out that are bad. The only poll that counts is the one that takes place on the 8th of June.
If you're elected, will you serve the full term till 2022?
I have no intention of doing anything other than serving the full term until 2022 because this is, as I say, an important time for our country.
This so-called bloody difficult woman wants to stay on as your Prime Minister, persuading all of you that might be difficult too.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Laura Kunzberg, BBC News, Cornwall.